These poems are dedicated to all those whose lives have been spent in bringing peace to this planet. Wherever you are, I bow my head. May peace be on this earth. We are all united with the thread of love. May each one of us realize the garland of life.
For a second, last week, I thought I was in Germany before World War II. The KKK, neo-Nazi, white supremacists, and other hate groups came to Charlottesville. They came in hate and anger. They chanted slogans that would have been said if Hitler was still alive. Now, I believe in free speech, but this has gone too far. Millions of Jews were slaughtered by Hitler and his regime. Millions of people died in the war. One innocent woman was killed and many injured by a terrorist driving his car into the crowd. I saw an interview where a Jewish synagogue had its people inside of the temple fearing going out. Outside, chants that Hitler was in the air. Yet what does our president say? He says both sides are at fault. Wow, are you serious? He then, a few days later, makes a statement saying they should be condemned. Yet the next day, he again says the blame is to be on both sides. Wow, again. Our president doesn't regret what he said. Many of the CEOs on his business council resigned. Even the heads of all military announced that hate groups do not belong in America. We fought a war against bigotry. Now it's back and seemingly supported by the president. He even has members of his cabinet who support the alt-right. Wow, again. Just a few days ago, I wrote about Trump almost bringing us to the brink of war, and now this. Last night, CNN called 65 Republicans to ask for their feedback. Only one of them responded. He alone spoke the truth. Did you know that the same thing happened in Germany? Nobody spoke up. Did you know that President Trump never called the mayor of Charlottesville? He did not attend the young woman's funeral. Did you know that the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups feel that the president supports them? Now that's scary. I even saw an interview where one said that our president is putting tons of gasoline on the fire. I'm glad to see some Republicans speak up. The sad thing is before Trump came to office, the main supporters were the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists. They continue with him today. I bow my head in silence to the young women and the 2 other officers who died in serving our country. You did not die in vain. Thousands of people yesterday had a beautiful vigil remembering you. I have faith in mankind. Peace will be on this earth. You are a piece of this puzzle. Many people probably say to these poems, get to the point. Stop your rambling. You're not making any sense. I don't understand what you're talking about. You are speaking in riddles. What piece of the puzzle? What puzzle? I don't understand a word you said. Are we speaking the same language? Are you trying to convert me? What great masters? I only know one. You're joking when you say you are the universe. There is no kingdom of heaven inside. I've been alive for many years. I have never seen the light inside. Man will always be angry. Just get over it. I don't want to be a monk. What good is a spiritual path? Meditation is boring. My church doesn't teach meditation, so it must be evil. Who wants to be goody two-shoes? Kindness is a weakness. I would never teach my kids your view on life. You're crazy. Peace on earth. Good luck with that one. My mind is already tamed. See, my mind's dogtail is wagging always. The mind is not so powerful. What creative force? There is no global warming. Man did not go to the moon. It was made up. War is good. You need a man of no morals to run this country. Present-day politics will never compromise again. We are doomed. Armageddon is here. Man will always be man. We can never learn our lessons. God is an angry God. God is a jealous God. God is wrathful. When you die, you go to either heaven or hell. Only blank religion is the true religion. All others will not be saved. A newborn baby who dies without being baptized will not be saved. You are born a sinner. You must prove yourself to God. If you make mistakes, you are a loser. Winning over others is the name of the game. If you come in second or third place, you are a loser. If you come in last place, you suck. Nobody wants you on the team. Just ask Michael Jordan in junior high school. Look for the best paying job instead of one you like. Money is everything. Don't think about your fellow man. A person in poverty deserves to be in poverty. People on welfare don't want to work. Why should I help others? What has the world done for me? Who says the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? God only respects my nation. God is only on my side. You're going to hell. I'm going to heaven. I'm not made of stardust. But have you been smoking? Yeah, sure, the universe knows my name. God has no idea of who I am. God doesn't know my name. God is not with me. I've never seen him. The great masters told tall stories. This is all made up. If it's not in my scriptures, it's not true. My religious book is the only spoken truth. There are no common denominators between religions. Ours is the only way. This is what I've heard on this journey of life. We can make up any excuse to hinder us on this journey. Ponder this over. You are the most precious jewel in the universe. Discover the jewel inside. We have all been thrown curveballs in life. We've been thrown to the ground. Yet this is a point in time where we dust ourselves off. We are getting back on our feet. Nobody in life gets a free ride. Everyone gets their fair share of challenges. Personally, I think this is how we grow. If life didn't have some challenges, it would probably be pretty boring. Imagine going to a movie and nothing happened. There was no plot. You would probably walk out of the movie. Yet life is like a movie. It has its ups and downs. That's the nature of life. Life is not static. Life is constantly changing. Yet as humans, we hold on for dear life. We really don't like change. If we are in a rut, we still hold on to the rut. For some reason, we have been conditioned to believe that change is painful. Yet look at the beauty of the four seasons. Each one is so beautiful and a different expression of life. Nature doesn't try to hold on for dear life. Nature is in harmony with life. It simply is. It does not think about the past or the future. It lives in the present moment. I often wonder if our pain exists because we live in the past and the future. We are held hostage to the past. We can't change it. We are anxious for the future. What will it bring? Maybe this is why we get neurotic. There's a constant tug-of-war going on between the past and the future. The wise masters had said to live in the present moment. When one does this over time, the tug-of-war stops to subside. One learns to live in the center of the hurricane. Curveballs will still be thrown your way, yet you are ready for them. You know how to swing the bat of life and hit the ball out of the park. In baseball, you are a superhero if your lifetime batting average is over 400. Very few baseball players have achieved that. Yet there is only getting on base 4 out of 10 times. Be proud of yourself if you get on base in this journey of life. Learn some of the tricks of the trade. Be easy on yourself. Don't judge yourself or be too critical of yourself. Relax. Stop and enjoy the moment. The more you relax in life, the less paranoia you will have. Be stressed in life is caused by a stressed mind. Become friends with your mind. Learn how to tame your mind. These are a few suggestions. Remember, you can always get back on your feet. Work. Learn to share its sacred treasures. Nobody should ever die of starvation. Clean water is deserved by all. A decent house for all living beings. Education is a birthright. Teach a person how to fish in life. Train them for a decent job that will pay their bills. Humanity must learn how to take care of this precious human body. We are being indoctrinated by Big Pharma. They're making huge profits for the world being sick. Share the wealth. Trickle down does not work. Why should 1% have more wealth than 99% of the population? It seems like a subtle feudal system is still in place. We replace kings with CEOs. Why are wages so stagnant while the rich get richer? Something is amiss. The teeter-totter is way off balance. Man needs to see we're all in the same boat of life. We are all in the same journey in life. We all can stop wars. Fighting is obsolete. We have the internet to truly communicate in seconds anywhere in the world. News can be broadcast in seconds. We have the intelligence to make this world a grander place. What we need is a combination of the heart and mind. Once man truly understands this, we can solve any problems. Both the mind and heart is essential to solve any problems. Look at our political systems. They can't even compromise. They constantly point fingers towards each other. Like, why can't we pass a decent health care bill? Millions of people desperately need it. If Congress had our medical plan, they would solve this problem. Same goes for Social Security. They raid the funds and then say that the fund will run out of money sometime in the future. It seems crazy to me. We need our leaders to be like King Solomon. He knew the difference between the heart and the mind. He was wise. Maybe our leaders should learn a lesson from him. There is a famous mystery school quote. It says, "It's by will alone I set my mind in motion." That may seem simple or not, but it means a lot. Yet, there's a huge difference between our present state of mind. Our present state of mind doesn't even consider this. Our mind is always in motion. What does the will have to do with this? Well, first of all, when you know that it's by will alone I set my mind in motion, you have a different state of awareness. The mind does not command you. You command the mind. That is the difference between day and night. That is the difference between being in the center of the hurricane or living in the whirling winds of the mind. This may seem like a foreign language to you. What are you talking about? What does this have to do with life? Well, Let's take our present day situation with North Korea. We have a president who loves to taunt anyone who disagrees with him. It doesn't matter who it is. Hundreds of examples have been given. This is a man who speaks without pondering. A man who doesn't connect the mind and the heart together. We see when you set your mind in motion, you tap into the unseen world. You tap into the creative force of life. You automatically think and ponder before you speak. Well, in the past week, our president, by his words alone, have escalated the matter to the brink of war. He can't control himself. By his words, millions of people can get killed. Yet the taunting continues. All of his grown life, he has learned to taunt people to get his way, even if it means nuclear war. I'm wondering, why doesn't Congress do something about this? Are they scared of this man? He is weak-minded, has no morals at all. Yet the Christians flock to him. What would Jesus say? War is obsolete. There's always a better way. The world that still fights is not a civilized world. Now you even have a president who is thinking to use nuclear bombs because of a threat from another nation. Don't put God in this picture. Both sides of the party escalated this matter. There is a practical solution. You can figure it out. Imagine if the United States got attacked around 60 years ago. Millions of people lost their lives. The hostility would still exist today. We didn't have any way to protect ourselves, so we figured out to develop the nuclear bomb. No countries would speak to us except for the poor, for the one-on-one border. We are extremely poor. Now imagine, this is North Korea. If we could forgive our past enemies such as Germany, Japan, and Vietnam, we can forgive North Korea. Let bygones be bygones. Build up their nation. Slowly build a trust so strong they become our friends. If we don't see them as an enemy, but as a confused nation still trying to overcome the horrors of war. Look at a soldier today returning from Afghanistan or Iraq. How many commit suicide? It's an epidemic. Now how about North Korea? They never recovered. Does that affect you at all? An entire nation is suffering. Let's be like the Christ. Let's help our fellow man. It's by will alone I set my mind in motion. Nothing could be more practical than that. Does God play tricks? In my eyes, there's no sleighting of the hand. There are no tricks up his sleeve. There is no illusion. God's magic is real. God created the entire universe. God is kind. The universe is kind. God is love. The universe is love. God is patient. The universe is patient. So if God is everywhere, and He also exists inside of us, we are the universe. We just don't know it. All the great masters have said the kingdom of heaven lies within. This is where we can discover the true magic of God. God's greatest gifts to us are His true nature: love, compassion, kindness, patience, tolerance. This world would be heaven if all human beings experienced this on a moment-to-moment basis. We all are amazed by this creation, yet how incredible the Creator exists inside of us. Maybe this is God's only trick. He hides inside of us, waiting to be found. We have free will. The great masters have come down and said the jewel lies within. Take this shovel and dig within. He can't dig the hole for you. That's where free will comes in. This journey of life can be difficult. Maybe that's why it's called a journey. But when one discovers the jewel inside, the journey becomes easier. I'm not saying it will always be a smooth ride. This journey of life will always have bumps in the road. But when you discover you are never alone, God is silently coaching you. He is always on your side. I truly think that's the greatest gift. We are never alone. I've been laid off many times in the past 6 years due to government funding and contracts ending. To be honest, I don't like it. It's a hassle to look for a new job. Yet each time I see the hand of God in my life, I can almost hear the silent whisper, I'm here with you all the time. Don't panic or freak out. You are not alone. I am here by your side. For me, that's magic. I love the feeling of being rocked by God when things get tough. We are all God's children. That same God exists inside of you. We are all in the same boat on the journey of life. I hope you like this advice. Magic is everywhere. Discover the magic within. Our life will never be the same. Great masters from the past came down to change our crazy world. Man has been fighting for eons. What has it brought us? Nothing but misery on this planet. Probably billions of people have died due to wars. How civilized are we? Do we truly think that by going to war, it will solve man's problems? We had World War I. It was the war to end all wars. Yet, only years later, We had World War II. This time, the war ended when Japan was bombed twice with nuclear bombs. Still, this didn't end fighting among men. Wars still continue today. Our current president is on the verge of having another nuclear war with North Korea. Both countries are ridiculing one another on the playground of life. Both leaders are very immature and unstable. I pray that someone will intervene. Where does all this craziness stem from? Why do we act this way? Man has to discover his true nature. Man needs to learn how to tame the mind. It's that simple. That's what all the craziness gets started, from an untrained mind. That's why I say the spiritual path is the most practical path. Without a spiritual path, the weeds within grow out of control. Anger, greed, power, control, these take over. We see it very evident today. We have a president who, if you disagree, will spend the early morning tweeting all about you. His words aren't kind, but extremely demeaning. The New York Times keeps records how many times he has lied. It was around 900 at the last count. This was only 7 months into his presidency. How can we know when he is speaking the truth? He has the nuclear codes in his hands. Will his ego push us into a nuclear war? Only time will tell. Each of us has a piece of the puzzle. We don't have the entire puzzle. We have a piece. Without your piece, the puzzle can't be complete. Ponder this over. You are more important than you think. If I had any advice to say, I would say the following. Got to remember who you truly are. I know that seems insane. I know who I am. But at what level? If I told you you were the universe, you just don't know it, you would probably chuckle and laugh. How absurd. What have you been smoking? Yet all the great masters talked about the oneness of God. Before you were born, you came from God. When you die, you return to God. A newborn baby just came from God. Look how precious it is. Most people would say breathless. Such beauty and purity. This is our true nature. We have forgotten who we truly are. Over the years, weeds have grown inside. Just take a look at this world. It needs peace. It needs kindness. It needs patience. It needs tolerance. It needs love. It needs compassion. All these wonderful gifts are your true nature. We have simply forgotten. At times we become bitter with God. Why did this happen to me? Why am I all alone? If you're always with me, I don't feel it. This is where the journey truly begins. Questioning, why am I here? Are the great masters telling the truth? They say we have free will. Yes, you do, by the way. With your free will, you can discover the jewel inside. This inward journey is the most incredible journey. Personally, I have been on this journey for many moons. From my understanding, there is no permanent destination. The journey is the destination. Moment by moment, day by day, year by year. Even when you become one with the universe, the journey continues. You can never clap your hands and say, I know it all. You see, this journey is infinite. There's always something to learn. This is wisdom in motion. Ponder these words. They have great meaning. Remember that your true nature is incredible. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Do we have a diplomat in office? It's more like an egomaniac. What kind of president ups the ante towards nuclear way by saying the following? The American military was locked and loaded for conflict should North Korea act unwisely. I think the president should listen to his own words. Each day, it's his words alone brings the United States to the brink of war. He plays a poker game with serious consequences. Each day he ups the ante in rhetoric. He seems to enjoy placing gasoline on the fire. He seems like the bully at the playground, so arrogant. Millions of people are held hostage to his words. Nuclear bombs were meant to be a deterrent to war. All the past presidents, even the Soviets, knew that. I watched carefully before the election. He was curious about our nuclear arsenal. He asked questions that didn't seem normal. Now he has the codes to launch in his hands. Frankly, that scares me. He will never back down. He will never give an apology. How in the world did he get in office? I have never seen a president who's so callous towards life. Millions of people could die. Yet, day by day, he is upping the ante. All the news media is saying, shut your mouth. You are instigating a nuclear war. How can diplomacy ever happen when you are spouting these words? Did your parents ever teach you any manners? You ran your business like a tyrant. Now the tyrant has become the President of the United States. I have always supported our presidents. I may not always support their issues, but I support the past presidents. But when a president has so much ego that he brings a country to the brink of nuclear war, I can't support him. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, walk slowly but carry a big stick. In the past, the United States and the world would not respond like Mr. Trump. He thought they were too weak. I call that great strength. It's so easy to spout out and flame your opponent. Diplomats learn the art of communication. Mr. Trump is not a diplomat. He is running the United States like a big business. Unfortunately, it can't be that way. So in the background, I'm assuming that some sort of communications is going on. Yet, how can you communicate with North Korea when our president, day by day, gleefully ups the ante? I feel like he thinks it's his own personal stock of weapons that he can use wherever he wants. That truly scares me, and probably the world. I have never seen a president take such interest in our nuclear arsenal. I hope China comes in to rescue the world. I hope they come to their senses. The whole world could be impacted by this. Remember, World War I got started by assassination and all hell broke loose. Now we have a president saying such crazy words that World War III could start. I don't even think he cares, otherwise he would shut up and not say anything. Personally, I think the president should not say anything to the press until this critical issue gets solved. That's why we have diplomats. That's how the past presidents did it. Yet, that took time. Now, we don't have time. Yet day by day, I wonder what kind of threats he is saying. Can't Congress do anything about it? Why are we just sitting there and not doing anything? To be frank, if a CEO says this, he would be fired. Is there any conditions where if a president brings us to war by his rhetoric, he should be dismissed? This is exactly what is happening. Somehow, the people of our nations knows it's wrong. We know we have a serious bully in office. Need I say more? But his actions could have serious consequences for millions of people. I hope our president would wake up. His ego and pride could cause catastrophe to millions. When he said locked and loaded, it meant he will never back down. I don't like to say this, but we have a maniac in office. His pride and ego is worth more than millions of lives. What a sad day this is. I admit, I don't know who's crazier, our president or Kim from North Korea. Both of them are extremely unstable leaders. When a president threatens North Korea with fire and fury never seen before, does he understand what he is doing? The next day, he ups the ante by saying talk about fire and fury wasn't tough enough. He is putting tons of gasoline on a fire. These are the signposts North Korea needs to build its case for building nuclear weapons. See, we need to defend ourselves from the United States. John King took exception to the president's words. He said, walk softly, but carry a big stick. War will never be the answer to this problem. We have a president who can push the button anytime he likes. We have a president who never backs down. He will never admit his mistakes. He will never give an apology. He will never listen to advice. I think our president needs to go back 60-some years to the Korean War. Millions of people lost their lives. They have never forgotten that fact. They built these nuclear weapons to demonstrate to the world we can defend ourselves. Look, I'm not a politician. I'm trying to have common sense. Rule number 1. Don't put gasoline on the fire. With the president's few words, he escalated the situation. Unfortunately, there's no turning back. The president has brought us to the brink of war. A wise president would huddle around his advisors and give a speech. He would say, let's use diplomatic channels to resolve the situation. Frankly, I feel uneasy when our presidents would say such words. Nuclear war is devastation. Just ask the Chinese, Japanese, and unfortunately, we have nuclear bombs today that makes Japan's destruction like kindergarten. Robert Oppenheimer, the head of Los Alamos, who created the nuclear bomb, said the following quote from the Bhagavad Gita: "Now I have become death, the destroyer of worlds." This is the kind of destruction we have. So how do we go beyond this? War is obsolete. We need a president who ponders over his words before he speaks. Frankly, I don't know how to get out of this situation. I would have the world talk directly to China to babysit its neighbors. China must make a stand.